What's up, man?
What is up, Gabriel?
Not much, dude. We've already got some comments underway. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's actually me right there.
Oh,
I'm just pumped up right now. Dude, that Vendetti video that Yaritza did, incredible.
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm pumped about it too. It's really well cut. She'd like slice it up just right, man. It looks good.
I feel like so she has produced some amazing stuff recently with Airfix Mechanical,
Mhm.
and then obviously this, and then she also did the one with Kaylee Ponce, the staircases.
Yeah,
She's been knocking out
yeah,
of the
and
ballpark with those. And
dude.
then I'm still super proud of the one that Melissa did with tacos and tequila, where we tried the hot sauce. So I think we're over 300 views on YouTube right now, which is pretty cool.
Heck yeah, dude. I think that's the most views we've gotten. The second longest view that we had was the very first video that we shot. It was one of
Donnie
Will's
Wills.
projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now there's some real momentum behind it, and we had a lot of fun shooting that video, especially when it got to the part where we were dropping the super hot stuff that I literally felt like I was getting my head set on fire. So
Yeah, dude. That's
you and I
awesome.
should do that pretty soon.
Oh, dude. We did one like where we cooked like an insane amount of wings, and then we got like the I don't know who the guy's name is, the one that does like the hot sauce challenge, whatever.
Isn't it Evan
The
something?
dude, yeah, that guy. So like we got the whole thing, and we had like a whole plate, and we just went around and we tried it one at a time. And my brother-in-law, dude, not even gonna lie, like he just like at the end, he was like, I really like this one. And he just like kept pouring it on and eating it. I was like, what are you doing? This is like it was in the middle of summer too, so we're all sweating. It was horrible. There was milk.
And you get
there
that
was beer.
like whenever you eat something really hot and spicy, you get that like sweat underneath your eyelids, like
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Not even remotely
got
true, Lily. This is across
oh my
7
gosh.
different platforms. So we are what 8 days away from the tacos and tequila. We
Yes,
still gotta
sir.
line up a few more tacos, and I think we're good on the tequila, maybe a little more tequila. But we starting to have our sponsors individual stuff come out. We did Proper 3 today. We'll do Airfix Mechanical here, I think, pretty soon. Precision Roofing, who just joined us and became a sponsor. New Image, definitely we'll do them because they, like Proper 3, have been there for every one of our events so far.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to those two. And then we have Angel Hernandez, CNA Electrical. And so he's partnering with the taco company. What company is that?
I believe it's his I'm not sure if it's his mom's or his dad's or his stepdad's. I'm not sure, but it's Amada's Catering. But they did a little bit of taco stuff whenever we had the chili cook-off, and their tacos were awesome. So I remember, they were able to provide like that, and then at first I think they were charging a little bit, and then they started to I think they just started giving them away, just like letting everybody. But it was kind of like one of those deals where they were there, and then it was like it's $2, but they saw like everybody just eating, so they started doing it. And then we approached them for this one, and we're like, hey, dude, how about you guys come out and cater some tacos? Because we've got a couple of like taco vendors that are going to be out there that are going to be selling product, but then we wanted to be able to get like a taco in everybody's hand.
Yeah,
which we
did want to be able to
down.
have free, at least everybody be able to get at least one free taco if they want one. And we do want to make sure that everybody who wants access to the tequila will want some. Now, less people will want access to the tequila, But as somebody who does want access to the tequila, I can rest assured that those of us who do want access to the tequila want access to a decent amount of tequila, because there's no networking event without, like, I don't know, for me,
cocktails.
Hitting a nice little, like just hitting that sweet little buzz spot, like taking the edge off. So
yeah, we've got someone who just posted that they're finally became a verified member.
Yeah, it's Ebeline Arzola.
Nice.
She just joined this week. We're super excited to have you. She's a friend of Yaritza's as well. So she's been involved in the group for a while. We had, I believe, 22 people sign up this week as verified members, which is one of our best weeks we've had. So that's really exciting. We've got these events coming up. We have, while we're on that, we have the legal class coming up that we still have, I think, about 9 open seats to. This is a free class with a lawyer who's going to answer questions, and we're going to have contracts. We're going to talk about contracts and liens. This is stuff that is so crucial for so many different, for everybody. Everybody should understand contracts. Everybody should understand liens. Hopefully you never have to run into it. But if you've been in the business long enough, you will run into it. I've run into it. Gabriel, I know you've run into it. It sucks, but like the knowledge around that, how to file them, there's actually some very specific rules involved with how you go about filing a lien. And so that's why this class is going to be so crucial. So we still have a few open seats left. If you're a verified member in Austin, would love for you to be there. Sign up. If you can't find the sign up, reach out to me. I'll get you on there. And it's going to be this amazing event. Like I said, it's free. Like you're going to be able to have free access to contracts and to talk to a lawyer, and he's going to explain contracts and liens to us. So I'm stoked about it.
Oh yeah, we also got tacos and tequila, just like we talked about. I think that's going to be awesome. Also the legal class, and then let's kind of get into the meat and the bones of what we've been doing lately. We just got all of our stuff for the Contractor Connection House. So that project is underway. Over on Dunn. So we've got all of our, we activated the building permit. We went ahead and put ourselves on the electrical permit. We've got still the mechanical permit is underway, and then we're going to start gathering everybody together as we start getting all the stuff ready, like the flooring. We got the drywall, the paint.
I've already for the subs, as you know, and as if anybody's been following along so far, we've already have verified members lined up to do the majority of that house. Already spoken to them. Floor Masters ATX is going to be doing the flooring in that house for us. Like you talked about, we'll have you obviously are going to do the electrical, and then West Texas Plumbing is going to do the plumbing. Belt and Air, James Wilson is going to be doing the HVAC. I know you've already reached out to him to connect with him on that. And in each one of these phases, we're going to be filming what it's like to rebuild a house, and we're going to be turning these into episodes. And I'm sure the editing will take a little bit. I know building back the house is probably going to take a couple months. But by the end of that all, we're going to be able to release a season that really showcases this group and the companies that are involved.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm really excited about, because we're going to see step by step, what happens. Right now, we've got mechanical and plumbing going in because they're the big, the equipment that goes in, for, the infrastructure. And then right after that, or first, actually, we're going to go and build the electrical service for temporary power, which, we've already got the homeowner on board. So right after we get that going, right after that's going to be mechanical, plumbing, and then electrical will be thrown in right afterwards. And then we'll be able to go in through all of our rough-ins, get a final, or, after the top out for the plumbing, we're going to be able to get all of our stuff for the framing, because that happens at the same time. That's how the city of Austin prefers it. And then right after that, finishes. So we'll start seeing everything come together. So it is going to take a couple of weeks for us to get that. But, you know, just the whole rollout of how it's going to happen is going to be incredibly awesome. And just also to make mention, you know, the city of Austin was really, 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 like they were really like open to the way that we did this. At first, we kind of ran into some hiccups. You know, they had like existing permits all the way back to 1984. So we had to go in there and like have contractors that were no longer in business, as well as like contractors that were in business, like to retract their permits. Once we got through that like obstacle, after that, it was smooth sailing. So, you know, it is going to be something that we can provide too, like with our knowledge and expertise, like being able to teach people how to get through the permitting process there in Austin, because it is strenuous. It is tedious. If you don't cross a T or dot an I just right, it gets kicked back because those people are bombarded at the permit office like every day. Like imagine how many submissions they get, you know, and you've got to get through all of the little obstacles that they have, and then right after her, you know, or right after all of that, it's all about just being diligent, like hammering on them. Because I've got another project too for temporary service where we're moving backwards. It's like a church that's about to be built, and then they set some portables on the land, and now we're trying to build a temporary service, and it's just like one of those deals where I'm like, this is backwards. Like you guys haven't submitted any. My son's telling me he wants McDonald's.
What's up, Vinny?
And like Austin Energy is telling me right now, they're like, hey dude, you have portables for like a special events permit, but you don't have temporary service. And I was like, okay, but we've got a site plan. And then they accepted the site plan. They're like, wait a minute, this is for a project that hasn't even been submitted. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I know, but it's still a site plan. And they were like, okay, cool, makes sense, you know, because you got to go through the whole like plotting from the whole like you know, the Travis County Appraisal District. So it's still within that whole realm. So it's like you've got to navigate it, and you've really got to like touch, reach out and touch the people that are involved and make a conversation and a connection with them. Because if you just submit stuff and just like forget about it, dude, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. You have to be diligent. And the city of Austin is one of those, it's like one of the most strenuous places to get permits in the state of Texas because it's such a process. And I'm really proud. Like, how long did that take us to turn that around? I think it was like, what, 3-4 weeks until we had like everything underway and on board. And it went from like literally zero to just submittals. And now we've got everything ready to go.
It felt like nothing moved for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it really started to take off.
Yeah.
But we're pumped. I know the invoices have already been sent out for deposits, and we'll start getting that house put back together. It's going to be an amazing, like I said, amazing opportunity to market the group and to market the people that work on it. And it's just another arm of the things that we're doing. Our YouTube channel keeps growing. Our Instagram keeps growing. As always, we ask y'all to follow those, help share them if you ever see something you like, because the more attention that the group gets, the more attention that the brand gets, the more attention and branding we can get to y'all. It's all about eyeballs. So, and that project is going to have a ton of eyeballs on it. I can promise you by the time that thing's done and how we're going to produce it, it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. And plus, I love building a house back together. So I love the whole process of building a house, putting one back together from the studs, all of that. That's one of the reasons I like to be doing flips in the first place. So Dan Roseblade asked, are you Austin specifically? Well, for our groups, no, we have 21 groups across Texas. And the biggest one is Austin. I think 42,000. We were closing in on 43,000. And then Gabe and I discovered that you can block admins. And there was all sorts of stuff that we didn't get to see on there because people were blocking us. So we and band, I think you had like 300.
I
And then
had
after you
300.
were done, I still had like 108. So we banned about 400 people. And then unfortunately, man, we've been like, if there's like a fencing or concrete post, I can't like get in there and suspend and ban fast enough, you
Oh
know?
my gosh.
And so I've reposted the rules again. I hate doing that, but like
Mhm.
those are the comment sections on jobs are for verified members. That's it,
Yeah.
you know. And you might think like I didn't see it, but I promise you, like sometimes, like yesterday, I had a blowout, so I had to go get some new tires and whatnot. But once I get in front of my computer, I will go all the way back through every single one of those threads until it was the most recent thread I went, and I will go through and either suspend or ban the people who aren't following along with what we're trying to do.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I even follow like I mean, I've seen like where it's a constant thing, you know, where I've gone in there and looked, and then even like we get like comment reports where it's like somebody's giving pricing, and then I'll get lost in the shuffles because I'll go to the, you know, I'll go to like where the admin like go to see, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's so much shit that we haven't gone, and then before you know it, you know, I'm ball deep in like accepting like 6 or 7 comments. And then I'm like, oh shit, the reported comments. And so like then I'm going to like kick people out and stuff.
Yeah. It's there. I spoke to Yaritza, and I met with a guy yesterday named Sterling, who had actually come to our barbecue cook-off. Really cool dude. And he was talking about it wouldn't be that hard to write a program for it. And I know you and I have also looked at VAs and that type of thing. So at some point we'll need to do that because as these groups grow, I think we just passed 75,000 across the state of Texas. So, you know, the bigger we get, we're going to need some more help. And it won't be able to just be me or Lily doing the gatekeeping, or you, for example, doing the gatekeeping.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bolster our admin game. Definitely hire on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, that also brings up, so as we move into, you know, we have now officially been able to launch Contractor Up. So that, oh yeah, dude, I'm really pumped about that. Like that is definitely something like the like www.contractorup.co. Yeah. And it is a marketing company that we created specifically for blue collar and contractors. Like there's SEO, there's website building, there's so much stuff involved with it. Like, you know, we could even do, you know, not gonna like give away our secret, but we will make sure that like every post and the advertisements that we put out there are going to be like niche specific for you. The first thing I can say, like if you're going to sign up for anything like that, we want to encourage everyone that comes on board, and we're also going to show them like the avenues that they can go down to provide a financing option. Because why do you call a plumber? When you need some work done. Why do I call a plumber? Like, for example, last night, flood in the basement. I got to call some foundation. I got to call some foundation people, right? What am I going to look at? Their financing option. So that's just like a little bit of a clue of like what we're going to do with the marketing company. So like everybody that signs up, we've got a strategy. We've got a good way of like getting your brand out there and in front of people. And it's going to revolve heavily around like your financing. Like we want you guys to be able to get contracts based on people needing your services. Because I've never, ever had to call someone in advance to like get them on board unless, I don't know, I plan something in advance, but usually I'm like I'm a fucking DIY person. So I'll like plan it out and end up doing it myself. But I know there's some people out there like planning for this. Like we're going to be doing this. We've got to get everything set up. I'm not one of those people. And if you're like not, you know, if you're not like most people, and when you run into an emergency and you need things taken care of, and especially on the contractor side, we're going to be able to help you get your brand out there. And also, like within the, we can do websites, SEO, branding, content. Contractor Up has actually been, the brains behind all the marketing. So like the content that we put out there, like to say we're self-performing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They
Perla asked, will there be a demo type of call to show us or give us some more information? So what we have, if you go to the website, what you have, you go to the website is there's an intake form, and then we will be more than happy to call and do a consultation for free and kind of set up what is the best. Because, for example, we just made 2 websites for one for my real estate and one for Hammersmith Consulting and Design. Those are 2 very different websites for 2 very different purposes. We don't, not every company that we work with or that'll work with us is going to need one for the same thing. And so we want to make sure that we're able to offer a variety of different things. But we feel like the business model we have set up is a little bit better than what we have kind of shopped around in Gabriel's markets research. And so I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a really good, fair price, just like Contractor Connection is, as far as like, what we're going to be able to do for y'all, what we can put out. But certainly, Perla, will there be like a demo? Y'all reach out to us if you're interested, and we'll probably even on a podcast here pretty soon show off some of the stuff, maybe show off a little portfolio of the things we've done so far, just to kind of let y'all know and have an expectation set of what's coming.
Yeah. Like within the same realm of what we're doing. So we're still doing, like we did the Contractor Connection website. Like we're the same people that are doing that. The Houston, the Amarillo, the Austin one, we're still building, we're still expanding. Like we did even the Contractor Up website. Like it's maybe like a 3-page website, but it's just rudimentary because that's what we need for intake. But the amount of content that we put out, every time we've been on site for every single contractor for Contractor Connection, that is Contractor Up. We are essentially, that is the same arm. We're a self-performing business with Contractor Connection, a symbiotic relationship that we're doing to give the marketing to the people that are subscribing members. Like we want, we do the low level of marketing, like we'll come out to your website, like, but after that, man, like our overhead, or like the cost is so low, it's $15 a month or $120 for a year. Like we'll come out, but at one point, like we've tapped ourselves on the ability to like create your website. Like we can't do that with Contractor Connection. So that's why we created Contractor Up, is so that we can continue to give you guys the support that you need for your small business development. And that's what we want to do, is we want to provide that for you guys.
Yeah, we are going to, as y'all been able to see, we'll continue to add resources to Contractor Connection. We'll continue to do what we already do for Contractor Connection. But for people who want more, who want the website, the social media, the SEO, those type of things, we're going to start providing that option using our experience with Contractor Connection and leveraging the group, leveraging the different groups that we're in. And we're at 75,000 now, but we're not even, we haven't even been doing this as a company for a year. I'm going to go to Houston tomorrow to 2 different real estate networking events, and I'm going to be passing out Contractor Connection cards to try and get us some more real estate agents in there. If you're a real estate agent watching this, again, we'd love to have you in, posting your listings, posting your open houses. And anytime that you need something done during option, you need some repairs, you need an inspection, or you have clients who just bought a house and want to put $120K into a remodel, reach out to our group. Our group is vetted people. It's risk mitigation. You can say, I recommended this person, and you can sleep at night knowing that they're not a dingleberry, and so that's really what we're trying to build, is connecting real estate with construction, with contractors. So, like I said, we're just
Absolutely.
now starting that new launch point for us, and that'll just continue to accelerate growth. We want to end up
Oh,
being
yeah.
the go-to place for contractors and for real estate agents.
Absolutely. Yeah. We want to be like a one-stop shop. We want to make sure that we're able to provide everything and anything that you would need. You know, first it's risk management on top of also brand building. Like we're trying to fit, and it's may like sound like really ambitious, but we're trying to be that middle of the road, like niche thing that contractors have needed, man. Because when we started doing all of our stuff, it was like we would have paid thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, which we did for like our website stuff. But you know what I mean? Like we didn't really get much out of it except for like a website that's been around for a while. But we're
It
not
looks
trying to
cool,
break.
but it's
It
not
does.
generating leads.
It's
If a
not.
website is not generating leads for you, your website is not working.
Right. Right. And see, I mean, and that's what most people do is like, because when they'll build your website for you, like the web developers or like the marketing companies are like, promote your website, promote your website, promote your website. Yes, of course. But are they also willing to do the marketing for you? Are they also willing to like market your financing option? Are they trying to do all the other stuff that you know comes with that? Are they willing to give you classes on like how to build contracts? What happens whenever something goes wrong? I mean, we're offering so much more. Like the next step after this is going to be, you know, like the estimating portion. What are the right tools to use? What are the shortcuts that you can use? Because I mean, I've found shortcuts, you found shortcuts, you know, and then also our other subscribing members, like we're able to share in doing that, having the mastermind of people that have been around in business who are running lucrative businesses and able to still gain contracts. Like you need to rub shoulders with those people. Like it's not a joke. Like, you know, what's like the meme that's like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not supposed to be in that room. And I'm not saying like someone smarter than me, because trust me, I learn every day. Like you and I both know, like we're both students.
I
We have to
love to be
constantly.
the dumbest person at the table.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It pays. It pays to be, because I mean, even if you look at it like from like a psychology standpoint, when you ask a dumb question, you seem ignorant, right? But then you get informed and now you're no longer ignorant. Like from a
Yeah.
psychology standpoint, like that's literally what you have to do is, if you get 1,000 tidbits of useless information, you have 1,000 tidbits of information. At the moment, it seems useless, but the more you learn, the more you know. And that's you know, that's at the basis of what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to bring everybody together in the contracting world, show them like what we've done, what other people have done, and bring in, I think we even got like a keynote speaker coming up for
Not
like
for
maybe.
tacos and tequila, but we're going to start lining up for our future events some keynote speakers.
Hell yeah.
That will really be able to bring some experience and some recognition to it. Those will need to be planned out a little bit further ahead.
Oh yeah.
So, but yes,
Shoot,
is what's that?
Well, it's now that since we've been using Eventbrite, like those would be really good to do like conferences. You know what I mean? Even webinars. Like we can still utilize like the webinar like the aspect of it. I mean, which would be awesome. Like, you know, set up a time. I mean, anybody, like you can be in your pajamas and still jump on and listen rather than like.
I could not be wearing any pants right now, and y'all would never know.
For sure, I've got on sweatpants. I've got sweatpants on and socks.
I've got shorts on, but I'm not going to pull my groin trying to show anybody. So
nice. Yeah, man. I mean, we're trying to do a lot here, and we're going to continue to push forward, like give you guys the best product that we possibly can with Contractor Connection, because we are passionate about building small companies, helping for growth, and then also just being a resource for the contractors in Austin. I mean, man, that's the only thing that we've done also while building our brands. But, we sit in the background. We're not really doing much, That's why you don't see like Travis like pushing Hammersmith. Like I'm not out there like every day just like posting like it's Capital City Electric. You have to use this.
We're
Or it's West
pushing
Texas Premier Plumbing. Like we're pushing you guys. We're pushing the
What's up,
people that are
Adam?
subscribing members. Like
no, exactly. We're always, and if you go on my page, again tonight, like I said, I posted a flyer for Proper 3. I don't ever post anything about other stuff than those companies. And y'all will see these, like we talked about earlier, these flyers coming out for our individual sponsors. But that's what we're all about, is promoting y'all and bringing y'all business. I love hearing the stories about how people have gotten jobs out of our group, multiple jobs. I mean, you have to land the tiniest job to pay for like 5 years of being in Contractor Connection.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
So I mean, it's really like your ROI on that is fantastic. Another thing that we're kind of looking for, and you and I have touched on this briefly, and it's one thing I'm going to be going and talking to McKinsey about in San Antonio, is we're going to start needing people like we have Yaritza here in Austin, who just tears it up, connects with everybody, is this absolute rock star, and really helps build the group, And so we need somebody like that in San Antonio. We need somebody like that in Houston. Probably multiple people in Houston, multiple people in Dallas and Fort Worth. If you want to be a partner with us, there's a lot of good ways to grow with us on this, especially in those cities where we're still kind of, Houston has getting close to 14,000 and Dallas is getting close to 8,000, that kind of thing. But like, they got a long way to go until they're where Austin is. We want them to be there by the end of this year. And so if you're somebody who thinks that you can partner with us and help make that happen, then let's do it, because we want to be statewide by this time, maybe middle of next year, and then start going nationwide. So,
yeah. I mean, we've got some big dreams. Like we've got a plan. And another cool thing about that is even like up here in the Panhandle, like we've done like a kind of a partnership with Ryan Francis, who works with Amarillo College's like the East Campus here. Like he oversees like the technical college, and he's helping us. Like he knows like our mission and our goal is to get people who are in the field connected with people who are like business owners. And he sees the vision. Like I saw him the other day, like somebody posted for welders in the Amarillo group, and he responded back and he was like, hey, you know what? I can absolutely connect you with welders that just got certified here out of Amarillo College, because he's one of the coordinators for like job placement, like coming out of certification, which that's what I mean, if you guys are out there and you're involved in your like the local colleges or anything like that, reach out to us, because we're not just here to like, honestly, like the main reason that we want to do this is because we want to see people grow. We want to give them the ability to connect with other contractors, get the right staff. I mean, we're also going to be providing that, like how to hire, like what is a good candidate for hire, like stuff like that. Like we want to be able to get people involved in their local contracting, because you know what? At the end of the day, when people don't have the ability to go to college, they're gonna rely on blue collar work. And we want to make people aware of the fact that this is very lucrative, and it is something that can sustain your family and it can make you a wealthy person to give something on to your kids. Like today we had dinner and ours, we had this like card game where we pull out cards and everybody asks a question. And Max asked, he was like, Dad, what is your long-term goal? And I was like, well, my long-term goal is to be able to build something for you kids, and so that you guys can inherit something to help perpetuate it to your kids. And he was like, wow, that's really cool. You know what I want to do? And then, but like, of course, but I was like, it was like, I'm going to stand on business right now. But, it kind of fizzled out. Actually, well, his was really good. He was like, I want to get a job when I turn 16, work for 2 years, save all that money, and then I want to pay for us to travel. And I was like, damn, he's got a 2-year plan. That's pretty good, for a 10-year-old, you know what I mean?
Dude,
but
I didn't have a 2-year plan when I was 25. So he's way ahead of where I was.
Yeah, I know, right?
My 20s were basically all about that night and sometimes the next day.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez. To answer your question, Perla, we actually do have a contractor connection to El Paso, which we are also wanting to dip into like the Ruidoso area, because I know that a lot of people in like that, most western part of Texas, you go into New Mexico. So we've actually been exploring getting through to El Paso, and that's what we mean by next year. We're not only want to like be statewide, we want to start going regionally into nationwide. So even here in Amarillo, like New Mexico, like we're right next door to to Lawton, Oklahoma. Where Oklahoma City's like 4 hours away. It's nothing. You know what I mean? Like
not
New
far
Mexico,
from Colorado either, which is
oh my
another
God,
place that we definitely
for sure.
I would love, as we go nationwide. It'll be
Kansas, Louisiana,
the states that are around Texas, and then the hot spots. Tennessee with Nashville, North Carolina with Charlotte. Those kind of places where you just see a lot of people moving to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, right. Well, I'm not trying to get political, but like, whenever people start moving into these areas, it's because they're predominantly not super saturated. They're able to actually I'm trying to keep it like apolitical. So like, it's just a super, it's saturated, but it's not, we're not like kind of bogged down by a lot of, it's just a lot of room to move around. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of restrictions on the things that you can and can't do at this moment in time. And as we grow, like we have to keep that and keep the open mind, because people are coming from the other states, like where there's a lot of restrictions and there's like a carbon tax and shit like that. They want to move here so that they can have a little bit more freedom to build stuff. I mean, that's like at the essence of, I'm not right or left. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to say like the region that we're in is prime for moving our businesses and growing our businesses, because there's a lot of people that are moving in here. I mean, even like Austin, like, look, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I heard some statistic that was like 140 people that move there every day. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Now, I don't think that it's as brisk, but it is definitely still happening.
Oh yeah,
there's a disconnect, and I don't want to go all real estate and everything, because interest rates have they distorted the market one way, and now they're distorting the market a different way.
Right.
And so you don't necessarily get that feel that it's still booming here, but I can assure you that people are still moving here. And once prices and everything settles back down, this town's just going to take right back off. It has all the tools. It's a center of government for one of the largest states and one of the largest economies in the world. And so that alone pulls in money. We have a great tech sector. We have oil money that comes in here. There's old money, new money. You know what I'm saying? So
there's entertainment.
Really
same thing with like
people living here.
Same thing with Atlanta. Like Atlanta, like, I mean,
absolutely.
I think I was watching an interview the other day, like on The View, like shoot me, right? But whatever. They had Killer Mike, and he was like talking about. It's like,
I am judging you right now for that, by the way.
Well, actually, it was just a video clip. It wasn't on The View, but it was a video clip because Killer Mike, I love hip hop. So like, I was watching it, and he was like, you know what? I don't give a shit about anything you guys are saying. All I care about is like, if you guys don't care about your local government, how could I even think about, like the government, you know what I mean? Like on like, I'm gonna participate in a popularity contest, and which was really like facts is like focus on your local government. Like, you know what I mean? Like make sure that they're moving progress, because Atlanta did a lot of focus on, housing, and also Austin, I think, could use a little bit of that movement too. And because housing is like crazy right now. Like,
Well, I'm a
man,
huge proponent of getting involved locally. I live in Pflugerville. I joined the Pflugerville Budget and Finance Committee. And ideally, sooner rather than later, we might run for city council or state rep. I like to get involved on those levels, to where I can make some change. But I want to go and I want to get involved first and learn the guts and the gears of all of that before we really get too far into it. But it's interesting to see. It's interesting to learn their process, the whole sausage making of it all. So
it is. I mean, once you get involved with like your local government, I mean, the number one thing that I could say, if you're ever going to start networking and start getting involved in business, is go to your local chamber of commerce, go and join as many as you can, go to as many. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to facilitate networking groups, because you're only going to know the people that you're able to look around at, right? And especially when you go into a new area. I mean, I moved to Austin. The very first thing I did was I joined the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the regular Chamber of Commerce. I went to a bunch of Lions Club meetings. I went to a bunch of just whatever was available. And I mean, I remember I went to, there was a day Iris was like, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm going to FedEx Kinko's." And I printed out on my laptop just a shitload of like business cards for Capital City Electric, and went to the actual like cutter and made them and took them and stuffed them in my pocket, and like wore like the cheapest suit that I could show up at, ate the free breakfast, and just passed them out. I was like, "Here, you guys, this is me." I mean, the very first, how we got our 2 vans, dude, was the 2 vans that we sold to Yaritza, by the way. We've had them for the past 7 years. I went and I looked up every HVAC company, every plumbing company, and every property management company. And I walked into the office of Blue Air, and I said, "Hey guys, here's my card. Here's 3 or 4 of them. We just showed up." And I remember right before that, I was on the phone with Iris in a parking lot. She's like, "Was this a bad idea to start a business on our own?" I was like, "Nope.
Dude, it's so hard.
We're gonna do it." Oh yeah. And I mean, after that, like we ended up buying 2 vans for like $3,000, and this was in 2017, which even then was like great. And they both ran. They had shelving and stock. We rode them till the wheels, till the transmissions blew out. But whatever, tomato. But yeah, I mean, now like they're still like they're a good vehicle. I mean, but it's the drive, and I think that's what we're trying. I know that's what we're trying to facilitate, is give people the hope that there are others out there who want to help. Because the number one thing that pissed me off whenever I was an apprentice learning the trades was when somebody who was at a higher level wasn't willing to help those that were below them, and would gatekeep knowledge because they didn't want to give up their spot. It's like, dude, fuck you. You do not get to control how much I know. Because I would go above that person and be like, "Hey, can you answer this question? Or can you answer that question? I want to know this. I want to know that." And then people would get pissed off at me, like, "This guy's asking too many questions." And then the superiors above him would be like, "He's asking too many questions. Hold up, wait a minute. What questions is he asking?" And they're like, "Well, he wants to know about this. He wants to know about that." And they're like, "Wow, you're a shitty teacher." Luckily, I had people who could recognize that above me. Like, "Damn, this guy wants to know why this works, and you're getting mad that he's asking? Come on, dude. Yeah. Come on." And that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to push anybody out. We want them to go through the right channel, because the majority of the people that are commenting on your post when you come in and say, "Hey, I want concrete," and there's 50 million comments there, we want to make sure that we can provide to you the ones that you can depend on. It's not that we don't want the other 40 to be able to throw their hat in the ring. It's that we want to be able to give you the ones that we know that are insured, we know that are licensed, if it applies, and have us like comptroller, the state tax. Like you can go right now to the comptroller, and you can go and search a business based off the name, the LLC, or whatever keywords, and it'll tell you, are they active? Are they not?
That, and at this point too, we're looking. We had people long enough that we have references for them. Tons of people who like, hey, thanks so much. I worked with so and so, and it was amazing. We love to see those. We love to hear those. We love to post those, and we get that for our verified members all the time. Still, I think we're up to 2 complaints for verified members. And the second one, which was a newer one, was somebody who wasn't even verified at the time. They'd already dropped out of the program. And if they hadn't, we would have probably, going after we learned what we learned about the issue, they would have removed anyway. But we go to the job sites, we have the references. So we feel really confident about the people. We do these contractor connection projects. I did a triplex off Shoal Creek that's wrapping up, where I used, I think, 6 or 7 different companies from the contractor connection. And then did the duplex, where I think it's only 3 companies from Contractor Connection, but it's a smaller job. And I want to throw a huge shout out on that job. One to Floor Masters ATX, because they have been fantastic. Every time I've asked them, they're like, bam, 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 things are moving.
Yeah.
And then the biggest shout out goes to Desi Alcantara with Alcantara Design, who gave me a 2-week timeline, which I thought was fair, and finished in 8 days. And the work is exceptional. I have Desi knocked this one out of the park. And if you have the chance to work with them, I highly recommend it. So,
yeah. Well, they've got people asking about the verified group. So we do have a verified contractor group for the Austin area.
We set that up for verified members. I think we're up to 100 people in there. We're only letting the verified members in there. And we post the contractor connection jobs in there. But I'll be honest, I had a bathroom and I didn't get enough people to bid on that. So I had to bring it out into the regular group. We're still able to get bids from verified members. But obviously, like, I try to get my bids turned around in 2 to 3 days. And so, gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, we have the group started, and we announced the classes there first. We announced Contractor Connection projects there first.
Right.
If any jobs come up that we're referring out, that's where we'll post them. But otherwise, we're still going to utilize the main group as well quite a bit. So,
yeah, I mean, we want. The main thing is like we want. Okay, so take for instance, we have a job that we're going to be doing over like in the historic district. I posted it in the regular group first, and then I moved it over to the verified group. So we want to get people to be able to like get interested in it, because there's still not a lot of traction in the verified group. So once we start getting everybody to move over there, we're gonna, cross posting is always gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's like we want to get in front of as many people as possible, and then once we get that, we'll move it over to the verified group. But once it starts to kind of equalize out, we'll still have one for Houston. We'll have one for Amarillo. We'll have one for San Antonio, and for all the other 21 locations that we have. But the main thing is that we want to get in front of the other contractors so that they can see that not only are we as a company offering projects, but that they can see the value in becoming a subscribing member, because that's at the basis of what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's the projects that we have that are kind of ice cream with the cake, right?
Right. Yeah.
They pop up because people reach out to you and I all the time with projects that they want us to bid and whatnot. But the real meat and drink of what we're doing, where it's at, is the people who come to our group and come to the website looking to get work done. That's the real connections that we're trying to make, which again is why we're trying to bring in real estate agents like we are. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, because dude, it's a no-brainer. Like, come on, you're in the middle of the option period. You got this giant inspection report. You don't know what to do with it. All right, throw it out there. Let people bid on it. Now it's a bargain.
Post it in the group. Post it in the group and let's see what happens.
Yeah, but, it's silly not to utilize that. You know what I mean? Like, I always thought that was really weird because I would get calls for, I would get calls for like, hey, I'm a realtor. I've got this inspection report. Can you take a look at it? And I would tell them straight up, I'm not going to send you an estimate because I know you're going to use this estimate to barter the bottom line. So I'm going to charge you to do that. But I promise I'll give you a detailed description of what needs to happen. And then you can shop that around. But at least if you hire another electrical contractor, they've got a basis by basis of what needs to get done in order to bring it up to code. And the same thing with like, say, whether it's siding, gutters, foundation issues. Like, I mean, I've always
foundation's a big one. And
oh my God.
I think we still need foundation repair companies to get verified with us.
Oh yeah,
that's one category that I don't think we have anybody in yet. We have 6, or not 6. Over the last 6 weeks, we've added a bunch of new categories. Some that have had people already sign up for them. I think that's one of the reasons why we had so many people sign up this past week. But some that still don't have any in there. And I go through and link all those sections any chance that I get to other groups outside of just ours, but obviously in our group as well. So it would be awesome if we can get some more of those filled up and be able to promote them as well. Because we get asked for foundation repair quite a bit, actually.
Dude, I mean, whenever I first started, I remember the number one thing that I always thought was wild is I come from Texas Panhandle, and here everything is sand and clay until about 5 feet down, and then it's caliche. But there in Austin, it's fucking rock. So I'm watching these guys dig down in, and then like I'm like, what is going on? It's like this giant manhole, and then they're digging up and underneath, and then setting these giant jacks, and it's like and lifting this whole fucking house. Is like, oh my God,
dude, that
blew my mind.
Work.
Oh yeah. I remember like when I first started, there's countless times where I'd walk in and there's just a jackhammer stuck. And I'm like, what's going on with this? We can't get it out. And there's just some dude just hitting it with a sledgehammer, trying to wedge the fucking, because it's
a big old dude stuck. Too.
Yeah, dude. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This blows my mind. Because here in Amarillo, everything is pier and beam, unless you have a basement, and then it's foundation. But then, just like I said, foundation issues, shit starts to drop because we've got caliche 6 feet down. It's all sand. Like our whole house right now is at a slope, and we're getting pooling, and that's why we have like the fountain of whatever, the fountains of Wayne.
Yeah,
Stacy's mom.
All right, dude. Well, was there anything else that you wanted to hit on before we go? I know that for next week, tacos and tequila.
Hell yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome. So one thing I do want to say, and that I want everyone to really like consider, is contractorup.com. Because with that, like we are coming out to your job sites. We are doing video. We are doing all that stuff. But we can only, I mean, our ability only goes so far, because at one point, like we have to like really push the fact that we're able to provide you with so much more. Once we get you as a client of Contractor Up, we do have pricing. We're not going to be out there like those guys that are saying, hey, we're going to charge you $180 an hour, and you don't know what the fuck we're charging you for. We're not trying to do that. We want to give you pricing that's based off of like our same effort, because as we showed, I think we had one canceled this morning, which was the Vendetti guys. So that's why we like put like the other content that we'd shown from them. where were you? You were out a couple of weeks ago. We did what was it, Airfix Mechanical interview.
We did
We've done the
Airfix
Elite Stair.
Mechanical, Hook 'em Up Moving,
Yeah.
Staircase. And if you're a verified member, I still want to go out to your job site. I still
Yeah.
want to take video. I want
Yeah,
content.
we're not tallying these up. Like, so it's not, I mean, you guys are verified members. We've offered this since the beginning, but we can offer more than just that. Like we can do so much more than that, just that. And that's why we created Contractor Up. So please take advantage. If you don't have a good website, like if you don't have a logo that's like something that you want, reach out to us. Like we'll give you mock-ups. We'll be able to show you stuff. And like, we're not going to charge you an arm and a leg, you know, and we're not like Dave, who's like, hey, I'm feeling generous today. Send me your logo, and I'm, you know what I mean. Like,
send me your company name, and I'll put you out of luck. God, dude, there's like 80 people like that a day trying to get into the group.
I know. What I do is I remove and ban, and I've seen so many of them. I mean, they're just out there to take your money. The same thing with like estimating companies, which
estimating, duct cleaners.
Oh yeah, duct cleaner,
car detailers,
car detailing. Yep.
My boyfriend and I have fallen on hard times.
Oh my God!
Come and detail your car. If I tell you how many times I've read that prompt and seen the same exact car with shampoo and shit on it, it's unbelievable.
Dude, it's the I'm a
Austin Butler fan groups.
Yeah, I'm a Nigerian prince that happened to get put in jail, and I have like, you know, I have this immense treasure. If you send me the money to bail me out, I'll share it with you. Did you know that I watched something the other day. If you look that up, that it actually goes back to like the 1800s, and people would send letters to other people. I think I'm sorry, early 1900s, and they would send letters to people saying that they were like a prince, and then if you help them get out of jail, they'll share with you this treasure, but they need to get out of jail first. Dude, that's an age-old scam. It's so crazy that it's translated now into the Facebook land. It's wild. Yeah. There's so many scams out there, especially the ones that say that they can take care of your project from the comfort of their home on a keyboard and call themselves a contractor. So with that, Travis, good night.
Rock out.
Hell yeah. Here we go with the outro.